Hello, guys. Dr. Bill here. Hoping you're having a good one. So today we're going to discuss about the millionaire operating system, and that's based on the Brian Tracy. He's one of those people who really dig deeper into the architectural rules of self-made millionaire. So we're gonna go one by one. There are 10 rules I extracted out from his seminars, and that's gonna be influential in your life to be a millionaire once you start applying those one at a time. So we're gonna start with the iron law of cause and effect. So there are about 8.2 million self-made millionaire in the US and in the economy of 12 trillion economic system. So what you're seeing here is that follow the track of successful people. So there are certain things you have to input as a proven actions, and the mechanism will be. It's not just success gonna be an accident. And once you apply those certain things, the filter, the nature is neutral. It doesn't care about you or the person who is a millionaire. For for it, both are the same. So nature doesn't care who you are. It only cares about like either you follow the proper recipe, and the recipe, once you follow that, the outcome gonna be inevitable, and it's identical success. So if you follow the same pattern of those millionaires, the outcome gonna be that you're gonna be a millionaire as well. So you can see the system architecture. Here we have a pillar, pillar 2, and pillar 3. Pillar 1 is about the vision and mindset. Once you have the vision and mindset, then the execution part, execution and mastery, that's the engine that's keep it running. So vision and mindset as the internal operating system, and the execution and mastery is the engine. And then we have the third, the network, the adaptation and environment. So, like, first of all, as operating system, you have to have a big dream, okay, and the engine, then the zone of genius, what sort of person you are, that's going to keep you running, and the feedback is the cybernetic feedback. So each and every mistakes you're going to do, the outcome is not a failure; it's just feedback, okay. And then you have to have a self-employed mindset and commit to excellence, lifelong learning, clear sense of direction, the workaholic mentality, and have a reference group. So we'll dig deeper at one of those one at a time. So first rule is the back to front protocol. So there's something, if you listen out to any manifestation of law of attraction video, they portray this in a beautiful way that you have to project forward 5 years, 10 years. Imagine your life is perfect in every way, no limitation on money, time, or context. Calculate the how later. Just imagine it for now. Once you do that, once you imagine that, you're gonna like go from uh, go back from the future. So you're gonna activate law of attraction by having the dream list. You have to create the dream list. You can put like 500,000 dreams in it. That's only opening up the portal. Like you can see here, the perfect vision. You can have a good health, and you can be very specific. I want to be like this BMI. I want to have like this sort of a body. Wealth, I want to have saved up like this much and invested this much in family. How many children, or how's the life partner? What sort of life partner I want to have? And then going back, intermediate milestones, you can set like 3 years timeline, or the milestone you can set. And then you can boil it down further, like yearly plan and monthly plan and weekly plan. And then there's going to be certain things you have to do at the daily base to attain that 5 years goal. Here we have like rule number 2 and 4. Palatine, locate your zone of genius. That's the central corner. First, you have to find what is your inner genius, and for that, you have to look back into early age when you were like 7, between 7 and 14 and see what are the things that fascinated you. What are the things really put you to awe that you are like, okay, these are enigmatic and I have to explore. So it can include like energy and passion and genetic and natural advantage. So all those things you can utilize to your advantage. And then you have to develop the unique talent. What have you always been naturally good at? Just built on top of that. So the work would not be feel like a work once you be doing that. And the example we have is the aeronautical engineer who studied remote control planes as a kid, built three aviation companies by 35, and never worked in his life. So he kept on building because he was just enjoying. He was doing what he supposed to do that he's built for, and that's also mental frameworking. So rule number 5 is the self-employed matrix. So we have like differentiation of a people, like only the top 3% are the owner of whatever they do, and the rest of the majority, 97%, is the employee mindset. It doesn't matter if you're like if you're working for someone, you should have owner mindset, own that thing. The 97% of the people, what they do is they wait for to be told, like do this. They blame external circumstances, have this victim mentality for lack of progress and time. 9 to 5 is a marked time, and mental engagement at the door. So once they get out, like they are not thinking about what sort of work they were doing. And then the attitude, no one is coming to rescue, but they're gonna keep waiting. In contrast to that, we have 3% mindset, the owner mindset, that 100% accountable whatever you're doing. See everything as affecting them personally. Continue engagement, always asking, how can we do it better? How can we do it in a way that it can yield better results? We can work on the scalability. And then the attitude wise, they're highly responsible, treat the company as they own it entirely. So it's like going back to that thing, you have to be that thing before you get that thing. And you have to act like it, and acting is the whole part. The rule 6 is isolate the major definite purpose. So write down 10 goals you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. So decide exactly what you plan. Determine the price you would like to play in the future for in advance. So each and everything, like once you have 10 goals for next 12 months, you can see next 24 hours. If you could accomplish one goal within 24 hours, which have the greatest positive impact, just go into it. And that's going to be about the reward, and exactly decide exactly what you want, and make a plan out of it. Determine the price you would have to pay if you uh, like you have to pay in advance, so later you'll not regret it. So the rule number 3, we are going arbitrarily, but we are focusing on the timeline, the 10% mastery curve. The time is going to pass anyway. In 5 to 7 years, you will be older regardless. You will be at the top of the field or just still the same. Everybody in the top 10 start in the bottom 10. So you have to keep in mind you have to start from the bottom 10. And then the mediocre 80%. And each day you have to put in the work, put in the work. In 5 to 7 years' time, you'll be in the top 10%. And it's like a funny example, like why do you rob a bank? Because that's where the money is. So being in top 10% is where the money is. Like that's exactly like you are robbing a bank by putting in so much value into yourself. Then later part of the life you can reap the reward. So people talk about having a balance in the life. Well, when he talk about it, he say the man should be workaholic. There's not a man who is not workaholic if you're working 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week. And if you start putting in the extra, you'll see the difference between you and the others, because you put in the effort more than the others are. So you're going to have more results. And that's investment for the later part, like the wealth investments on. Every hour over 40 is directly investment in your financial future, because you put in extra effort, you put in understanding more things, and then eventually nature will grant you favor and bestow you good luck and the chance to prove yourself. And you could be able to prove yourself because you put in the work. Rule number 9: work all the time you work. So, well, this day and age, when once we do the work, it's not really a work. We are just wasting time in idle conversation and just chatter and surfing long lunches. That's not a work. And 50% is like when once we have to do the work, like we are doing overwhelmed by low priority tasks. Major projects just keep building up, causing sway and stress. When you work, refuse to play. If you interrupt, say, let's talk after work, I have to get back to this. So you have to have deadlines on yourself once you do that. And the cybernetic feedback loop is, you can see you have to do certain action, and there's going to be unintended results. It can be a failure, it can be not, but the failure is not a failure, it's a feedback, okay? And then you adjust yourself and extract the lesson, and the smaller action, again you have to go back. There's no such thing as a failure, only feedback. Your brain is cybernetic mechanism that require misfire to calibrate accuracy. So more you misfire, next time you're gonna have an idea. It's like riding a bike. You're gonna fall, but eventually you're gonna learn to find the rhythm. So it's again you're learning to shoot a gun, and you're gonna misfire a lot of times, but eventually you're gonna learn on the base of those. You like the aim gonna be calibrated accurately. And yes, the fear of failure, and not the failure itself, it's the greatest obstacle. Professional failures, everyone uses it to get smarter. And again, the failure is merely an opportunity to get more intellectually, begin again. And then, like that's by the Henry Ford. So look for the gift in the problem, like what are the things you extracted. And the continuous upgrade protocol each day. Stephen Covey's rule: your current knowledge is base has a half life of just 2 years. So you have to be rigorous and learn about things, like read around 30 to 60 minutes a day on the specific knowledge to double your income in a year. You go attend seminars, like because they can give you the just like whatever they accomplish in 3 4 years, they can give you those ideas just in 2 seminars. And then you can move forward with a letter, listen out to the things. These days it's very easy. You can listen out to the podcasts, you can listen out to the knowledge informative stuff, so that will help you further progressing your career. Here we have rule 10: create your reference group. Okay, so you have to have your reference group, because you are the sum of the three people, and those should be a positive reference group, like the people who put in the more work, who are better than you. So you can anchor yourself, and then and you have to stay away from the negative influence. The scientist Dr. David McCland of Harvard proved that 99% of your success is determined by your reference group, the people you habitually associate with. So like you're the sum of three people you spend most time with. So it's a Shermolian effect. We subconsciously absorb attitude, behavior, and worldviews through the skin. And the anchor warning: 85% of the happiness comes from the relationship. A single negative coworker could cause a black cloud over the entire office, acting as a sea anchor on the progress. So you can see, even though that thing has the person has three positive influence, but a single negative can lead them into the negativity and the dungeon of negativity. So the 20 idea method, the catalyst: to write your major definite purpose as specific question. What I can do to double my income to 100 k in 12 months. Force yourself to write 20 unique answers, and then you can go from those and see like easiest to difficult. The 20th answer is the more almost always the breakthrough. Pick one answer and take action immediately and trigger the creative momentum. So the example is, let's say you're working at specific place where you, if you can learn certain skill, if you learn better Excel or certain software, you're going to have an edge over the other workers who are not understanding that thing, and that puts you in 10%. And that can be language. They might there's a person, you might learn a new language to differentiate yourself and do certain things which they are finding hard to do. So it's just filling in the gaps and upgrading yourself beforehand. So the unstoppable spiral is that first you have to find the courage to begin, and to begin with that guarantee and endure the setbacks. There's going to be days when you don't feel like it. Once you don't feel like it to work, and then you have to be disciplined, doing what you must do each day when you must do, regardless of your fulfilling. Let's say you're learning a language. For that, you know that you are applying the comprehensible input method. You have to listen out as much as you can for each day, but you decided to do 15 minutes each day. And the discipline is to listen out each day for more than 15 minutes, regardless of if you're feeling down, sad, happy, does not matter. And the persistence is the self-discipline in sustained action. Just keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. And persistent fuel pride with fuel more courage, and then it's a spiral. So at this cycle accelerates, you become absolutely unstoppable. You're the best time in human history. The system is proven. Execute the blueprint. So, just to remind you of the blueprint, you have to dream big. Uh, you have to dream big, and then do what you love. Commit to the excellence. Develop unique talent which you can utilize. See yourself as self-employed. Even you work for someone who else like interpret. Uh, you think like an entrepreneur. Treat your job as if you own the company. That's increase your value in initiatives and responsibility. Develop a career sense of direction, specific goal, specific plan. Refuse to consider failure. Failure is just a feedback, just a feedback. And the more feedback you're gonna have, more better you can calibrate your life and decide yourself for the long. Delegate yourself for the lifelong learning. Each day, wake up, learn about certain things. So you can listen to the audios, you can put in the reading. It's all about marketing, finance, leadership, sales, all the thing. Develop a workaholic mentality. Those people around you might work for like 40 hours a week, but you can go around that and look and go above and beyond like 60 hours, 80 hours, and then get around the right people. Once you do that, like once you keep putting in the work, putting in the effort, you're gonna find the right people around you. So it's about having a vision, planning your path, taking action each day, keep learning and improving and achieving a freedom and fulfillment. So Brian Tracy says anyone can become a millionaire by applying this principle consistently over a long period of time. So all you have to do is follow these and you'll get what you want out of life. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye. See you in the next one.